All right, let's go ahead and dive on into this one, shall we? So we have entered green-black Build-A-Monster here. So Soulflayer is our Build-A-Monster. It's a 4/4 with Delve that says if a creature was delved that has flying or death touch or double strike or haste or hexproof or indestructible, lifelink, reach, trample, or vigilance, this card gets those effects. And what we are looking to do is, I like this build a lot because we're just playing a bunch of like pretty reasonable magic cards. We've got Questing Beast, Murderous Rider, Gifted Aetherborn, Sylvan Caryatid, and the only uncastable card in this deck is Zetalpa. So this has got a bunch of sweet keywords on it to power up Soulflayer. We get these various cards into our discard pile through effects like Grisly Salvage and Gather the Pack and Vessel of Nascency here that allow us to, these cards not only help us find Soulflayer, but they also put cards for Soulflayer to delve away into our discard pile. And then we have Lotleth Troll here, which can discard big monsters out of our hand in case we draw things like Zetalpa or other things we'd like to delve to Soulflayer. I've seen some people asking questions about Vessel of Nascency here. So Vessel, while it is less resource efficient than something like, say, Stitcher's Supplier, Vessel is a card that helps us draw our Soulflayer. Vessel is also an enchantment, which makes it easier to hit Delirium for Traverse the Ulvenwald, which makes Traverse the Ulvenwald another way to get the key creature cards that we need. So one of the things I really like about this build is that even when we're not assembling Soulflayer, we can still just kill people with like Questing Beast, Lotleth Troll, Murderous Rider beatdowns. Post-board, we pivot into a little bit more of a mid-range interactive deck if we need to. So we've got Thoughtseizes and Last Hopes to grind a little bit. And then we've got Trophy and Brontodon to kill opposing graveyard hate. So let's go ahead and dive on into a league with this one and see how it goes. There are some states that split their electoral votes proportionally, Beefster. I think the actual solution is just letting the person who gets the most votes win the election. I think that's probably the democratic thing to do. But Jeff, we're not a democracy. We're a constitutional republic. Fuck you. Just to know where we stand on my feelings on that. I don't tag streams NSFW for one F-bomb. If I can. You get PG-13 gets one F-bomb in it usually, from my understanding. So, usually only tag things NSFW if I have a real big string of profanity. Or there's a lot of profanity spread out. Yesterday's NSFW tag wasn't even that interesting. It was mostly just like me being annoyed with people. I'm actually gonna grab the forest here. Grab some swamps later. Having Mana Confluence as our first land against this is kind of medium. Drawing Sylvan Caryatid against turn 1/2/1 is great though. That feels good. Yeah, white weenie splash red. We played against this earlier this week. Red white knight, so different than what we played against before. If we just do the popular vote, wouldn't candidates basically only go to the super high population states and ignore the rest? You mean as opposed to only going to the swing states like they do now and ignoring the rest? I like how when people try to make arguments against using the popular vote, they make arguments like, well, what if the candidates had to appeal to people? Wouldn't that be bad, Jeff, if the people running for election had to campaign to actual people? That would be the worst. I love when people are like, but Jeff, you're saying you want the cities to decide who wins the elections. Yes, I want the people who live in the country to decide who wins the election. Landmass shouldn't vote. Worthy Knight, okay. Playing that after they spewed their hand a bunch seems okay for us. Maybe I should have tapped this, because like if they attacked into this, that would have been fine. I could have saved myself a point here, huh? Gosh, we could hit a Soulflayer and assemble a monster this turn, huh? If we find a Soulflayer off this Grisly Salvage. Just Gifted Aetherborn, eh? I'll put the swamp down and pass here. I can Grisly Salvage at end of turn. Try and find another Soulflayer. If we get a big monster into play, they should be very dead very quickly. All right, so how dead am I? Feel kind of dead. What if I just need to assemble a big monster next turn, right? I think we just block like this, regenerate this, cast Grisly Salvage, take 8 down to 6. So I can put a regen shield on here, and then I can discard two monsters. So discard Zetalpa, discard Questing Beast. So this eats this. I take 7. And then we've got 6 shots at we've got 6 shots at a Soulflayer here. Wow, swing and a miss. One more shot. It's our chance to roll. Opportunity comes once in a match time. You gotta lose yourself in the music the moment you will, but you never ever let it go. Do 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 do. Brick and die. It's magic time. Oh. All right. So if I play Gifted Aetherborn, I go block here, take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I'm dead. It's unfortunate. And that's, you know, sometimes you're playing a deck where the card your deck is named after doesn't show up in the top. There was 29 cards in. So I've got some Gifted Aetherborns to bring in here. I think I want some Liliana Last Hopes. These trophies are probably fine too. I think Vessel's probably a little bit too slow. I'm going to trim those. keep salvage and gather. Yeah, I agree, Gengar. When people say the electoral college is necessary to like keep small states represented, like that's the purpose of the Senate. There's a reason. The reason why the Senate has actual proportional has representation regardless of their size the same. Nah, I don't think we need to do that, Gengar. I'd actually settle for like what I would like to see in terms of change. I think adding more senators is a bad idea, but I think I would like to see statehood for the places that don't currently have statehood but should, like DC and Puerto Rico. Our territories should be states. If there are places that pay taxes to the US government that are not states, they should be states. That's my opinion. That is what those places not being states is literally what the United States broke away from England about, right? Taxation without representation. Like that's at a core fundamental ideal of the United States. Well, that sucks. I brought in my trophies. I guess I should have brought in my Brontodons too. Guess I should have brought in my Brontodons too. Yes, it's weird how the same people who are adamant the founding fathers wanted us to be able to murder each other with guns don't want to give representation to the other people we tax that don't have it. Strange. It's almost like they're hypocrites who pick and choose which parts of the people 200 years ago they want to listen to. "53 states, add DC, Puerto Rico, split California, and combine the Dakotas." At one point the House of Representatives used to scale, right? If I'm recalling my history class, we changed that at one point. Like it used to be that the house would grow as the population grew, and at some point we cut it off. That's one that could probably change. I feel like we're super dead here. I guess if I just like draw an Assassin's Trophy, we're in it. Yeah, I don't know that they need to keep the ratio the same, but like having it say, "Hey, you're just done growing," seems asinine, but like saying, "Hey, we're going to adjust the ratio." I feel like they hit the wrong solution, right? They hit the wrong solution. Yeah, some kind of logarithmic function is probably more accurate. Yeah. Agree. Yay, math people. Yay. If I would have boarded in Brontodon, I'm just going to go ahead and move the next one. If I would have boarded in Brontodon, we would have had a much better shot here. But the fact that I failed to bring in Brontodon means I'm just incredibly unlikely to take this rip off the table. My undergraduate degree was in mathematics with a focus in teaching. And my graduate degree was just a generic math degree from the state school. Illinois State University. Try explaining logarithms to the American voters. You're not wrong. So, definitely should have boarded in Thrashy Boy there. My old site used to have my resume on there. Yeah. Once upon a time, forever ago. I think my resume still has my old address on it. I could probably share that. Where's my resume? God, I haven't looked at a resume. Dear Twitch chat, please don't stop employing me, because then I'd have to update my resume. Please, for the love of God, don't ever stop employing me. Yeah. Explain the gaps. I don't think there's any personal information on here. This is what my resume looked like from forever ago. 2 of those. I took my phone number off of it. There's the only personal information on it. Yeah. That's not even accurate. There's positions on there that say current that I obviously don't have anymore. Realistically, though, like, turning what I do for this as a job into practical real-world experience is probably not difficult. Like, the range of things that I do here is wide and applicable to lots of other places. Especially when it comes to, like, managing. I manage customers. I built my own website, stuff like that. You know, there's a lot that goes into it. If I was just someone that, like, turned a webcam on, it would be harder to explain. But I do a lot more than just turning on my webcam. As a crowd, I can be a personal reference. I do work with corporate sponsors on occasion. That is also accurate. 2 pages, ain't nobody got time for that, right? So that's the long one. Gosh, chat, I finished grad school so long ago. It's the end of 2019. Good Lord. It was so long ago. Long time ago. Do I think Pioneer needs Thoughtseize banned? Needs and would be better off if it was are 2 different things. Can you steal my template? Yeah. I mean, like, that template's just something I copied from someone else some forever ago. Yeah, I actually looked at PhD stuff. Somewhere in a world where I'm post-meme, I might do PhD work at some point. I like school. It's part of the reason I got a master's degree. How old was I when I finished my master's? 21. That second troll, sign me up. I could just Soulflayer off the Zetalpa here. Maybe that's the line. if the various things I've screamed at people on the internet over the years doesn't disqualify me, I'd like to take part in government at some point, I think. I think I could be good at that. I don't know if we need more old white dudes at this point, but I could definitely provide yet another old white dude eventually. Ah, the Rogue Refiner. Excellent. Yes, I was homeschooled growing up. That's the reason why I finished college so early. I started undergrad at 16. It's part of the reason why my ego is so big. For large parts of my life, I was the smartest person in most rooms. And when you eventually stop being the smartest person in the room, it's a bit of an adjustment. A comment on how your professional and educational attitude are. Here's some money. Pushing me to actually sit down and play with cards to evaluate them has led to some good learning experiences. Thanks, Mana Symbol. All right, so they're going to get to spin the wheel again next turn, which is a little scary. I think I just, like, play all my stuff out and hope for the best here. This just said Talkie Box Man won't be around for forever. I'm going to be around as long as they'll have me. I assume at some point Twitch will decide I'm not worth employing. Yeah, maybe that'll never happen. Don't Ulamog me, bro. We might be able to beat Nemmercool here. Ulamog probably ends it, though. That one's not beatable. That one kills us dead. You worked for Randstad. They got my info while I was job hunting and they won't stop harassing me. Yeah, Randstad was the third party that I worked for when I worked for an insurance company. Happy 1 year. Summerversary is the only thing in Magic that hasn't gotten worse this year. Thanks, Reyes. I appreciate it. Let's get you a sword. The mods are mean. All right, so Thoughtseizes sound great. Thrashing Brontodon and Assassin's Trophy potentially sound great. Gifted Aetherborn doesn't seem necessary. Do I want Murderous Rider? I almost feel like I don't want Murderous Rider. I feel like trying to win post-Ugin probably isn't a great idea. Like, do I want to set myself up to be able to win post-Ugin, or do I want to just try and kill them before that happens? Right now I have 68 cards here, so I need a few more cuts. I'll never get to Shillionaire, so I have a bumpy. Because of haste as an ability, you probably want to win some percentage. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Do I just like trim Vessel? That's kind of been my go-to trim. I also like trim some Traverse. Maybe Assassin's Trophy's not necessary. What do we think of this? This could be fine. Let's try this. Maybe I just want max ways to take Marvel off the table, though. Have you seen the last 42 months lying around where I seem to have misplaced them? Welcome back, Rogue. Hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday. I'm gonna mulligan this. I mean, I have a good amount of dig, right? I don't feel like I'm short on my ability to dig. Maybe I'm supposed to bottom a land there. Nice, Peel. Alright, Siphoner it is. Pick your only card that does stuff. And creatures like Wayfinder versus spells in this deck. I think playing more cards that draw you Soulflayer is ideal, because even though our deck can kind of play a game without Soulflayer, it's much better when you have it. So maxing out on ways to get to our key card seems ideal. Perfect. Oh, I have two. Deal. In. I'm not sure if I should be happy or mad that you got Weird Al's Miss American Pie parody stuck in my head. I aim to please. So double strike, flying, indestructible, lifelink, trample, vigilance. Closes the game out relatively quickly, except for the fact they have a bunch of ways to gain life stacked up. So let's go. Put the cat in the oven. We'll do Rain Spider. Ooh, that's sick. That's a really good draw, actually. That puts them, is that dead on board? So this puts them to 13. They're going to 16 next turn. Yeah, so they're going to be dead. So they need to, like, draw Marvel. And this is 2 extra, actually, as well. Go. Don't languish me, bro. Languish is a real card in this format. Yeah, but, like, the cards that we're maxing out on to help us find Soulflayer are, like, still good cards when we're playing a fair game. So, like, it's not like I'm playing cards that are only good at being linear. I think our cards still have a range of applications. I think that card's much worse than Agent. I think Agent of Treachery is generically better. It's just the better card to draw and cast when you're not comboing. And, like, Agent taking all their permanents away also wins when you combo. Yeah, I'm going to click submit. I think I'm happy what we did. Get it, kitty. Is this a mulligan? I hate Thoughtseize decks. Just like, I'm thinking about keeping this because they're a stupid Thoughtseize deck. I boarded out my vessels, right? So I only have 8 cards that, like, dig deep. I think I'm supposed to mulligan this. Yeah, this hand's great. This hand's, like, really good. I think I bottom Brontodon here. Actually, I'm going to bottom Caryatid? I'm going to bottom Caryatid. Because I can Thoughtseize and then gather and then Soulflayer. And then hopefully we draw a land somewhere in the middle. No Thoughtseize. Fist Pump. Morning extras. Aether Meltdown. Enchanted permanent has -4 attack. Well, I'm taking the Siphoner again. That card is uniquely good against us. That's a sick piece of technology. I like the opponent's build a lot. We played against someone doing something similar yesterday. Seems incredibly sweet. Hashtag Never lucky. Yep, let's get rid of that one. Yeah, I do have a Caryatid in the graveyard. No, I bottomed it. Awkward. You know, honestly, I'm just going to play a 4/4. Go. I think we just start attacking. Ain't nobody got time to play around, Languish. I bet they melt down something here. 11's a lot. Yep. So they have one card we don't know. They're on a 2-turn clock because Thoughtseize hits them. Alright, brick, 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 brick. Nice Marvel deck. If that's not peak Marvel. Oh, that's a good call, Brad. It's just right to attack if they kill Bronte. Yeah, if they have like a Tyrant Scorn or something, or a Repticate. It's a good call. Strictly correct too. Big agree. Like Tassiger or Big Fish, I could see that. Just like having more Delve stuff, like 1 or 2 more. I could see that being okay. Yeah, I think we have enough to feed that probably. More ways to lean into the just attack you game plan. I think this is a mulligan. It's basically a 5-lander and the 2 spells aren't good. Yeah, this is a keep. I'm gonna bottom Vessel here. Bottom Vessel. This is basically a 2-lander because Traverse grabs a land. I want to buy Paper Fairies. That was the last time I played Magic competitively. I'm okay with the deck being bad, but not the format going away. Are you talking about Modern? How to say for you for Modern not going away? Modern's not going anywhere. Unlike Artifact, Modern's actually here for the long haul. Okay, well, they should be pretty dead here, right? I don't think their mono green deck can beat a Soulflayer monster. Leave it alone, it's already dead. They still have 13 days to run their tournament, right? I feel like I should spearhead a class action lawsuit against Valve. I feel like in a world where I have more time, that's something I'm gonna do. But I bet I could find a lawyer to take that up for just like a cut of whatever we get. There's a lot of ambulance chasers out there, and we probably have a real case. How much did I sink into Artifact? I think it was like 200 bucks. But like, I'm definitely not alone in that. What happened? Valve promised that there would be an Artifact tournament in 2019 with a $1 million first place prize. And myself and many others bought into the game because of that promise. Artifact was a digital card game created by Valve. For those that aren't familiar with what Artifact is. Dropping in for a sec because I have a 2-hour video to finish, but I wanted to let you know that Grixis Control and Historic got me to re-download Arena, and I hate you. The Grixis set was fun. It does not. Defender is not one of the keywords on here, so it gets the hexproof and not the Defender. So Caryatid wouldn't be playable here if that happened. Is Artifact bad or not enough fun to play with? Artifact made what I think is a very typical mistake among novice game designers, which is weird because they had Garfield, a lot of people with a lot of experience on it. Artifact mistook complexity for depth. And it wasn't complex in a good way. Artifact was complicated in the same way that doing 200 third grade arithmetic problems at the same time is complicated. The mechanical complexity is not strategic. That's a good way to, that's a good concise way to phrase it. All right, so I think I want these Gifted Aetherborns as blockers, an extra lifelink. Trophy could potentially be good here. Vessel's kind of been my go-to trim. Is hexproof necessary? I'm not sure I need hexproof, huh? Like, indestructible's probably fine. Maybe I can trim one of these. I'm gonna trim that rather than the hexproof. All right, let's do this. It wasn't very stream friendly either, no. Wild Dr. Paul? Yeah, if you want to go back, if you didn't watch Artifact and you want to go back and watch it, if you search on my YouTube channel, there's a handful of videos up there. And like most games, I'm relatively decent at explaining what's going on. Blaze, thanks for the 7 months. I appreciate it. Welcome back. I think it's pretty bad too here, right? Needs a second land. The Elder Scrolls TCG just died, right? They just closed the doors on that one. I guess this is a keep at 5. I'm bottoming a Caryatid. I'm just shipping both Caryatids here. Yeah, like having played a bunch of different small developer games, like if Valve had just taken their pile of money and bought Mythgard or Hex or Warhammer or one of like 400 of the other really good games that exist out there that just like don't have big studio backing, so they struggle, like the fact that there's so many small indie companies that have put out good games in the interim really just highlights how just like appalling the failure that is Artifact was. To be fair though, Hippity, I don't think auto chess as a game type is a very good game type. I think auto chess as a game type is super repetitive and redundant and doesn't have a lot of replayability on average. Thanks for the 18 month sharps. I appreciate that. Welcome back. How's Mythgard doing? Mythgard's fun. They're a small indie IP. It's a tough card game market's a tough market to break into. Their game is good and their software is reasonable. It's hard to know. Wow, Warhammer actually posted an update? That's wild. I thought for sure their update was going to be we ran out of money. I feel like we're dead here. We're just too far behind, having 2 tap lands and no third land. You know, it's funny, when Declan's a little bit older, I'll probably use the Warhammer card game to teach him as an intro card game. The mechanics of it are very straightforward. Even if the game does have a lot of depth, it's a good intro card game, I think, for the kids. The counting on it is very straightforward. When I think of WotC dipping into the MMO pool, I think Wizards of the Coast licensing out the Magic IP into other venues is very good. I think that's something Magic hasn't done enough of, and I'm excited to see them doing more of it. I think the Netflix cartoon that they have coming up, as well as the MMO, is a good use of the Magic IP in a way that hasn't been done for the IP, like in terms of like things that they could do. Magic has a great world. I did not, Tumos. Someone just linked it. I'll have to read it when I'm done streaming later today, which is going to be a while. Yeah, Force of Will was the hentai card game. It's real bad artwork. Pokemon TCG is actually really good from a depth standpoint. That being said, competitive Pokemon TCG decks are not for children. Like I would not teach my 4-year-old how to play a competitive Pokemon TCG deck. It would be too much for them. Like the gameplay depth is huge. This is a good draw. Give us something to do on turn 3 with our mana here. Keyforge has really good gameplay, but the distribution model that game uses is idiotic at best. I think it's really bad. Yes, yeah, I agree with that. Keyforge is strictly novelty because of the silly distribution model. What am I doing here? They could just have like another Nissa next turn. I guess I could theoretically... they missed a land drop, right? No, this was only their turn 3. They could still have more lands. Actually, in fact, I know they have more lands, right? Yeah, I think that's true, Pelly. Removing the deck building aspect of a card game is a big drawback for a lot of people. I'm gonna hold on to this trophy because with Grisly Salvage drawn here, I could very reasonably Grisly Salvage into a Soulflayer and like put a big monster into play, which means I want Trophy to be able to kill a Scavenging Ooze if they have one. One of the reasons why games like Magic have so much replayability is because Magic's a game that you can be playing Magic even when you're not sitting shuffling cards. You're playing Magic when you're just thinking about the decks that you want to build, right? And there's a lot of that. I think the living card game model is great. It's super consumer friendly, which is ideal. Epic card game did that too. Okay. Well, that worked out. Oh, you know what? I should have, this is a very small mistake, but I should have left Gather and Grisly Salvage in my bin and delved the lands. Because, if I would have left Gather, if I would have left those two in there, I'd have Spell Mastery in case I draw another Gather the Pack. Thanks for the 3/4 of a year flying V. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Blasted Storm, thanks for the 5 months. I appreciate you keeping me around. A little bird told me this was the place to come for timeouts. Y'all got the goods. Thanks for the 1/4 of a year, Drunk Owl. Welcome back. Okay, so opponent has a giant pile of mana here. What are they going to do with it? Traverse cares about card types too. Yep. Yeah, so just pretty wrong of how I delved there. It's like worth noting. Worth noting when I messed up. It's a big Hydra. Little bit big Hydra. I'm pretty sure this guy wins. Pretty sure this just wins still. I just like attack them with both, right? They're both Vigilance and Death Touch. Thanks, Sobart. And that's a big part of why my channel eventually went sub-only, is I think that's one of the things I do better than a lot of other big streamers, is being able to catch as many messages in chat as possible. And when we started hitting, you know, about 1,000 people daily or even more than that sometimes, it became harder to do that. The interaction's a big part of Twitch, right? Like, if you weren't interested in having people interact with you, you just like go watch YouTube or Netflix or something. This deck's really good against linear creature decks. That was super impressive. Just like Soulflayer's like, here's my monster you can never beat. Good luck, Godspeed. I spent my annual board game budget on one Kickstarter 1 year, and I did get it 2 years later. So, in 2017, Christie had what I would refer to as a board game Kickstarter addiction. And we're still getting Kickstarter board games that she backed in 2017. Like, there's still a couple outstanding that haven't haven't delivered yet. If there's one thing I learned from going to Gen Con 3 or 4 years in a row now, it's that not all board games are created equally. And while Kickstarter has helped fund some really good things, some of the things that get funded on Kickstarter should not have been funded. There's some real misses on there on occasion. Oceans. Yeah, seems fine, right? One of the things you have to do when appraising opening hands in this deck, assessing opening hands, is that you have to know that Traverse the Ulvenwald's a land. So it's like, well, this hand needs a land, but wait, it doesn't, because this is land number 3. No, I never touched Arkham Horror. One of my buddies from grad school really liked Netrunner, so I played a little bit of Netrunner. And I own a bunch of Epic cards that I've never really played with because I played their digital a good bit. I was actually kind of sad that Epic Digital ended up petering out. Their gameplay is super reasonable. Thanks for the 16 months, Sirblin. Oceans is the Evolution game. Okay, yeah. Yeah, Evolution's great. They have a digital version of Evolutions too that I played a little bit of on my phone. Evolution's one of the ones that's in our regular board game rotation. Lotleth Troll is one of my favorite cards in Theros Standard. Do people remember this card in Standard? Does anybody remember how much this card cost when it was in Standard? It was kind of silly. I'm sure whatever it costs now, it costs a lot less. J-Dub the Lefty, thanks for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Listen, I would like the record to reflect that I am 42 minutes into this league before I made that joke. The amount of restraint that I showed should be praised. Appreciate me. You should appreciate me, okay? That's all I'm saying. Blood Bow. That's not one I've come across. It's all about the timing of the... Listen, someone in chat set me up by mentioning it in Standard, and I couldn't help myself. Listen, chat, I have children. I can make that joke every time we play this card. Blue-white control seems miserable for us. Yeah, our create a spaghetti monster game plan is definitely not good here. Phantom, thanks for the 5 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Rev versus... I don't really care about Seal Away, right? They put Rev in their hand. Deal. Oh, no. Brutal. Huh? I'm going to take this Questing Beast and just draw an untapped land like a professional. Rats. I just want a lot of threat densities. That way they have to have a lot of answers. Feels bad, but it is what it is. Blooming Marsh was a tap plan there. Punished. My mailman this year said he was going to Spain for vacation. I asked him if he was going to Barcelona, and he didn't laugh. I told that story to a friend and asked if I said it right, because the key to a good mailman joke is the delivery. Oh, that's great. All right, Thoughtseize, Trophy, Liliana, all sound reasonable. Do I want Zetalpa in my deck in this matchup? I'm not sure that I do. Like, I get that, like, Indestructible's okay, but, like, it has to be Indestructible and Hexproof, right? I think I cut Zetalpa and just, like, go on max castables. Let's try this. Maybe cutting Traverse is a little greedy. I don't know. I have Salvage and Vessel that find lands too. Yep. We'll keep this and bottom an Overgrown Tomb. Yes, the House votes on impeachment on impeachment today. I'm gonna take their opt. Let's go ahead and drop Caryatid here. Another Thoughtseize is a great pickup. We can take this Absorb away. If player is indestructible and hexproof, is Languish the only answer in the format? I think so. I think that sounds right. Maybe that's reason enough to leave it in here. Settle the wreckage. There you go. Massacre Girl, Ugin. Okay, so there's a few. There's a few. All right, I'll take your Syncopate. You know, I'll look at all those answers. I'm going to take Soulflayer here. I've got 2 more salvage to find some lands. Blessed Alliance, another good one. That's a card that Blue-White Control actually plays. Man, the Soulflayer is bad with the Azorius Charm, huh? Well, they're probably likely to cycle that. No, they're cycling the cast out. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. This matchup does seem bad. The Soulflayer plan is not great here. Like, trying to finagle our way into resolving it is tough. And then, like, even once we resolve it, they have a lot of diverse answers that are possible for them to have. I'm just going to cast a 4/4. Go. You want to absorb my 4/4? Go for it. And if they don't absorb my 4/4, they like don't use their mana this turn. Crackling Doom. Look at that. There's so many good answers in this format. Dragon Lord Ojutai with Blessed Alliance is a treat. For sure. Rude. Card's real rude. Alright, so hopefully we salvage past a Questing Beast. Oh, I guess I have Murderous Rider at least. At least I have my Murderous Rider. Connive, Concoct. Oh, Consecrate, Consume is the one you're thinking of. And yeah, Consumer Loot too. Yeah, the range of answer in this format is great. Like them a lot. All right, sure. Absorb me. I don't know. Maybe they'll do the right thing extras and they'll ban this card. I think if they ban this card, I don't mind Field of the Dead being gone. So, regardless of what they do here, Teferi's dying. All right, so they charmed my Questing Beast back to the top of the deck. I think there's a Jeskai deck that plays Glorybringer and Blessed Alliance, maybe. Well, you know. Come sail away, come sail away, come sail away with me. Do 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 do, do 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 do, do 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 do. So they have Absorb, Sphinx's Rev, and then 2 cards I don't know currently. We're just like casting 3 mana 4/4s and like hoping they're good enough. Gotta like play through the disruption here. Yeah, I think that'd probably be fine, Percy. They're like determined to not burn this Absorb, which is good for us. I think while they're stuck on 5 lands, they're just like attacking for 4 every turn. Go. To set a low bar, Teferi's not as offensive when Oko's legal. I agree. You can't put a wig on your blue-white deck. Many Magic players ask the question. Trophy's actually a pretty neat draw, because it means at end of turn, I'm going to get to kill this seal away. Sure. Go. Oh, I guess I could have played Questing Beast post-combat there. Yeah, I should have played Questing Beast post-combat, because I don't currently have Absorb up. I'm just going to go ahead and trophy this. Like, and again, like, I don't even know that we're behind here, but again, the reason why this blue-white control deck just sucks is, like, we're not behind, but, like, the game's not great. I'm just like, all right, I'll just be over here, spinning my tires. Yeah, the core problem with Teferi is that his floor is too high. At his worst, he's still great. He should have just started on 3 loyalty is the issue. So many of these walkers they got so close on and just like missed the final thing they were supposed to be doing to like make it reasonable. Thanks for the biddies, Percy. Sounds good. I've been the salvage here. I think I just want max Murderous Riders to keep their like 5 mana Tefris off the table. My forest was milled over. I'm probably gonna like Supreme Verdict. I'm gonna concede to a verdict next turn. Yeah, let's just play the last one. This matchup feels real bad. I don't know if it's actually bad, but it feels miserable. Sure. Playing for that. Playing for that. 3-2. Yep. Yeah, I got you, Percy. Vessel on 1, pop Vessel on 2, mill over a bunch of good cards, delve the Soulflayer on 3, smash them with a big monster. What are the odds we lose the Orange Man? Say 0%. So being impeached in the House does not remove from office. And Mitch McConnell announced on live television last night that he wouldn't uphold his constitutional, or the night before, that he wouldn't uphold his constitutional oath to be an impartial jury member. So Trump will not be removed as a result of the impeachment. Would require 4 GOP Senate members to develop a conscience, and they're not. That's not a very likely outcome. The purpose of this impeachment is to make the GOP people go on the record as defending this administration, because when this administration ends, and it will end, a lot of people who defended him and towed the company line for Trump are going to try and lie about it. And having it written down is very good. No, so you need... Okay, so for people that don't understand what I'm saying, I'm not saying you need 4 senators to remove Trump. I'm saying you need 4 GOP senators to have a trial. To have a trial in the Senate, they need 4 GOP senators. That's not even to remove him. Obviously, you need more to remove that. But to even have a trial, 4 would have to break ranks. I'm not even saying they should vote to remove him. I'm just saying to do their job and actually have a trial, 4 of them would have to say, yes, a trial needs to happen. So you need a majority for the trial to not just die immediately. If the majority of the senators side with McConnell, like they have through everything else for the Senate, the trial will be very quick with no witnesses called. I've been to Zetalpa there. They probably can't beat Soulflayer on Zetalpa, huh? Never forget, chat. Trump is very smart, but you can't see his grades. He's very rich, but you can't see his tax returns. He's very innocent, but you can't talk to any of the people that can prove he's innocent. And at this point, if you don't understand he's a con man, you're the mark. This is double strike, flying, indestructible, trample, vigilance. Sounds good. Sign me up. The Soulflayer is probably just going to carry us kicking and screaming across the finish line here. One Soulflayer with everything. It doesn't have lifelink. To be fair, it could have more everything. What's your opinion on the Biden-China fiasco? I don't know to what you're referring. And I try not to give opinions on things I'm not educated or informed about. Well, if the first Soulflayer surprise wasn't good enough, the second Soulflayer surprise should definitely be enough. Personal favorite Pioneer deck. Blue-Red Eldrazi is my pick. Deck's super sweet. I actually wrote a primer for it on Cool Stuff Inc., and you can find it up on my website. Thanks for the 14 months, Karnfather. I appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of all of Obama's policies, but at least he was presidential. Like, Trump is embarrassing. It's just, yeah. He acts like a child. All right, what am I doing here? I probably don't need Questing Beast stat line in this matchup. Can probably trim these. Liliana, the Last Hope, actually seems pretty okay. Thanks, Karn. I appreciate you keeping me around. She kills their 2/1s. Confection Silseed, thank you for the 14 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Legacy Tron days. Spend some time. Oh, Legacy Tron. The start's great. Vessel, crack Vessel, play Scary Monster. Same plan as the first game. Thoughtseize me, daddy. No Thoughtseize. You rock, Tiny Box Man. Thanks for the 3 months. Flamin' Swag, I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Hand's great by its stuff. Ain't that the truth? Yeah, I think we'll finally leave this period of far right being pushed astics once more people my age realize that voting's important. The big part of the problem is that even though conservative policies are largely unpopular, people in the, you know, the 20 to 40 age group or 18 to 40 age group largely don't vote. Not today, extras. I wanna get through to standard and do some Mythgard tonight too. Did you see the Republican governor of Virginia flipped Democrat and is passing a bunch of gun? I did not. You got a link on that? Would like to add that to my reading for later for sure. I think I want to just play this Gifted Aetherborn here. Correct. That's definitely part of it. Like keeping people in that bracket in poverty and then making it hard for people in poverty to exercise their right to vote by changing regulations and purging voter rolls and making it complicated to get registered or verified that you're registered or making sure there's long lines, etc. All right. So Gather the Pack sees one more card than Vessel does. So I think I gather for maximum chances to find good monsters. All right. Hexproof is actually good for us next turn, right? Because it's going to give me lifelink plus hexproof on this. So not quite as good as indestructible as well, but still very good for us. Going down to 6 in combat here. If they have a Rankle, we could be dead. No Rankle. It's a good step 1 for us. What? What? What a tilt. What a tilt. What a stain. What a rancid stain. Are we dead? I think we're dead. Yeah, ain't that a kick in the dick after getting stained the mind? I guess we could try and win from here. I guess Lotleth Troll's like pretty good. Yeah, that was a good one. They had the technology. Hey, thanks for the quarter of a year, Space Martian. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I think I'm just discarding all of these and regenerating and eating this. There's a chance this troll drags us kicking and screaming across the finish line. So Gather the Pack is gonna get us 2 creatures, so that's nice, but I can't cast it right now, unfortunately, because, all right, we're dead. Yeah, Stain the Mind, huh? Wild. All right, I think I'm gonna put this, God, do I want, I boarded my questing beasts out. If they're staining my Soulflayers, I think I don't want to do that. Alright, let's try this. Maybe I'm supposed to bring in Trophy too. Just be like more green-black mid-rangey. For those of you that are here waiting for standard stuff, this is our last game in this league with this deck. We'll do a quick wrap-up, an ad roll, and then we'll dive on into some standard. Extras, if you're still here, you're talking about a cut the line or adding a Pioneer deck then. I'm planning to do 2 Pioneer decks tomorrow and 3 Pioneer decks on Friday. If you'd like to get into the schedule on either of those, it's cheaper to do it as a not cut the line as well. Yeah, we talked about that a little bit earlier, Space Martian. I think Magic leveraging out its IP to other ventures like that is a good thing. Well, having an actual opinion past that's going to have to wait and see what it does. Yeah, we've got 4 Lotleth Troll to get Zetalpa out of hand. Twitch commercial, Captain Command. For people that have been interested in potentially adding a Pioneer decks to the queue but are waiting for the pricing to come back down, I think at the end of next week, I'm going to be able to drop it back down to $25 for new submissions. So after Christmas. We'll nearly go back to 15. So, I mean, hopefully we'll get a bunch of sweet submissions. We'll fill it up, and then we'll know what to expect coming up. I fully expect that to happen. You know, I've had a few people ask when it's coming, and they plan to submit something when it drops again. So I could probably realistically open it back up at the end of this week, but I don't really want to open it back up right before I have a light week. It's the week of Christmas. I'm taking Christmas Eve and Christmas Day off, I think. Week of New Year's is going to be a big, heavy stream week, though. I think Christy and the kids are going out of town, and I'm going to do a bunch of streams. Third land here's a great draw. I get to questing beast them next turn. Start beating them down. You just put them on the back foot. You have a 2-1 deal. Enjoy your 2-1s. No, I'm not doing a 24-hour stream, Brad. I think I plan to do just like 10-hour streams 5 days in a row. 24 hours is unhealthy and bad content. If they don't have a... If they don't have a removal spell here, what does this attack mean? It means Fatal Push. Good call. Yeah, let's just take the hit. That's what it meant. Bad read. Bad read, chat. Way to cost me 2 points of damage. Thanks for the 16 months, Beaks. Christmas come... Well, it's going to be after Christmas. It's going to be like Christmas come late. It's more accurate. Hopefully, this Grisly Salvage is going to give us a Soulflayer and put scary monsters in the bin. That's the goal. Soulflayer plus scary monsters, please. Just a Gifted Aetherborn. Woof. When Urborg is out, you can make black with Mana Confluence without taking damage, which is great. Oh, huh. You know, I definitely didn't realize I hit 4 card types, so I could traverse for something next turn. Hopefully they make us discard. Would love to ditch this questing beast. We're probably dead here. I suppose I could end up hitting each player discards and sacrifices a creature. Oh. Okay. So I get to bin this. And then... Do I just discard the sacrifice the Gifted Aetherborn? To get lifelink? If I get lifelink, I'm going up to... If I get lifelink, I'm going up to 11. And then I'm taking 8 in the air, 8, 9, 10. I think I'm discarding that, right? So I can get Soulflayer next turn. I like the Soulflayer has haste. Okay. Do I fetch the Soulflayer first, so that way I thin my deck of the 1? Yeah, definitely. Can we drop this updated as the 3rd Pioneer deck of Friday? We definitely can, extras. Thanks for the support. I appreciate it. So I'm going to take Soulflayer here, and then I'm hoping to Grisly Salvage past Zetalpa. Ooh, Lotleth Troll gives me trample. This. So I'm 1 point short here. So I'm at 10, this is 9. Can they draw the game? They can draw the game with Rankle. Are we about to go to game 4? I think we're about to go to game 4. Dang it, I wanted to get to standard. Alright, game 4 it is. Got it? Alright, good game, it's a draw. Begin sideboarding. Game 4, boys and girls. Bonus round. Okie doke. I think I'm happy with how we sideboarded. Pretty sure I'm happy with how we sideboarded. I believe I get the option again, right? I'm pretty sure the person who had the choice for game 3 gets the choice for game 4. So, little known fact, a lot of people refer to Magic as best of 3. Magic is technically first to 2 wins. So we're going to game 4 here, because game 3 drew off of Rankle's trigger. I'm going to keep this because any card that mills over stuff or Lotleth Troll makes this hand very good. This hand has the potential to do very little, though. So, bit of a gamble here. Or as I like to call it, Magic the Gathering. Gosh, I wonder if I missed a point of damage anywhere that game. Makes you wonder. Like, did I miss something somewhere? Whoo! All right. Don't Thoughtseize me again. Don't do it. Don't do it. They took the first one, which means they have the second. And then they're going to have the Fatal Push for this too, just for the trifecta of screw me. They didn't have the Fatal Push. All right, deal. Gosh, we would have gotten the lifelink too. I do have 2 Liliana the Last Hopes in my deck right now. So, like, if we draw a Last Hope, we can pick Soulflayer back up, which is appealing. And Medica, I want to say thank you for the amazing content. My wife is being induced today. I look forward to showing my daughter your videos as she grows up. Avoid the ones that say NSFW. Thanks for the 19 months, America. I think I actually want to hold on to the Sylvan Caryatid here because it lets me cast Questing Beast if I draw it. Also blocks. Could this deck leverage Find Finality? I don't think it's really necessary, Astox. So the 14 months, Garrick, welcome back. It also sacrifices to Rankle, yeah, that's true. It also lets me, now that I drew a land, it lets me draw Liliana, down tick Liliana, play Soulflayer the same turn, which is nice. Yep. That's a great draw. I missed 2 days of your stream and it feels like a week. Should I look for addiction treatment? Thanks for the biddies, Top Toe. Remember, can always catch the replays on the YouTubes. What do you think of Rankle as a Traverse target? Rankle could be neat in this deck. That's definitely not what I considered when I was putting it together. Flying, and haste are both good keywords. All right, our life linker's here, just like punching the clock and going to work. We're gonna win game 4 even if it kills us, chat. I'm tired of going to time. The Eldrazi deck's a lot of fun. Milk Steak, thanks for the third of a year of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. This is game 4 of this set. We drew game 3 because Rankle's trigger killed both of us. Wow, that's an aggressive castle. Guy at my store who's been on this deck since I first saw it in Pioneer is on Rankle for 2. Yeah, I could see 2 being good. Rankle's really good when you're playing a fair match of Magic too. I think Red Devotion's probably very good in this format. We played against a really sweet Red Devotion build. Yeah, it's really good. We played against a really sweet Red Devotion build that played Cavalier of the Red Cavalier as a Devotion payoff. Speaking of really good. Sick. All right, so we took it in 4. I believe Moto actually logs it too. Yeah, 2-1-1. Won the last one, 2-1-1. That's sick. Yeah, Rankle actually sounds like a really sweet inclusion in this archetype. I don't know what I would cut for it offhand, but some number of Rankle doesn't seem unreasonable. Put this to Storm the Vaults and Historically. Will do, Lavin. Thank you for the biddies. I appreciate it. I was really happy with this list. It's got a bunch of 4-ofs in it. It felt really trim overall. We have a good, clear, linear game plan game 1. We have good amounts of interaction post-board. I've never played a game 5. Game 4 is the most I've gone to. I think I was pretty happy with this. I think trying to figure out how to fit in some Rankle is probably worth doing. Maybe if you're not expecting as many aggressive decks, you could turn these Gifted Aetherborns into it, or maybe you like trim some Vessel. Perhaps I was boarding out Vessel frequently anyways, so I don't think trimming it is necessarily unreasonable. So I think maybe 2 Vessel or 2 Gifted Aetherborn, playing some Rankle. Yeah, our opponent Rankle's killed both of us. All right, so we're going to dive into some Standard for the remainder of the afternoon, doing an extra long stream today, so I'm planning to do 3 Standard decks still, and then wrap up with a little bit of Mythgard after that. I'm going to hit a quick ad roll while I get set up for Arena. We'll be back in a few minutes, kicking off with some Teamer Clover and Standard today on Arena. Thanks for hanging out today, folks. This is not a cut the line. The giant pile of bits from extras is gonna be on Friday. They decided because I wanted to move along to standard today since I had it on my schedule, and Pioneer was already running long.